Hey and welcome back to my channel. My name is Esther if you're new here, and I kind of upload videos about the stuff that's going on in my life really. And this is my first video since almost 3 years, which is crazy. My last video I uploaded in August 2020, and it is now, while I'm filming this, July 2023. So yeah, I'm back. Some stuff is gonna change around the channel a bit because what my life was like back then is kind of the complete opposite of what it is right now. So I just wanted to do a bit of a life update and talk about what's happened since and where I am at now in my life, and then maybe I'll talk a little bit about what I want to do with this channel. But yeah, so let's get started because a lot has happened. So the last video was August 2020 when I was living in my own unit by myself without any housemates. I had just moved in there when I filmed that last video. Unfortunately, about a month after I moved in there, both my grandmas died overseas, so I had to watch the funerals online through like a streaming service because COVID. Let's not talk too much about COVID because, you know, that was just a crappy time for everyone. So yeah, and then 2020 was also kind of my year of fun because I did my losing virginity video, I think December 2019. And then, yeah, 2020 was a bit crazy, so I can do some videos about that as well if you want. Like I could do some like story times, but it just seems like that's so long ago, so I don't know if it's very relevant really to discuss that now. And then in December of 2020 something good happened. I matched with a certain someone on a dating app. This was not the first time I matched with this person on a dating app. And then we basically were talking for a bit, but it was just before Christmas, so we decided we'll meet up after the new year. January came and went, we weren't really in touch, so I messaged him in February. We went on a date like, I think 3 days later or something. I mean, I live together, so yeah, I am no longer single, hence why the content will be a bit different than it was before. Because a lot of my other content was about being single, like casual dating, which is not really happening anymore. Like I talked about sex. I mean, I can still talk about sex, but not so much about my personal sex life, I guess, because someone else is involved that is more private, that doesn't want to be on the internet. So I just need to kind of see how I'm gonna, do that. But we'll figure that out. So that happens. Yeah, so we met February 2021. I moved in with him in August of that year, so it all went pretty quickly. And then I've applied for a partner visa, so I'm still in Australia. We applied for the partner visa in March 2022. So next year I can apply for my permanent visa, which I can do another video about because I feel like there's a lot to cover about that, because boy, so much paperwork, so much money, like wow. So yeah, I'll do a separate video about that because that is a lot and it's kind of a niche thing, like probably not everyone is interested in that. So yeah, so we've been together 2.5 years ish. Gonna be living together for 2 years in August. And then I don't know if you remember from my previous videos, I had 2 cats. Izzy, which was the dark brown one, and then I had a ginger cat called Freddy, and unfortunately we had to put him to sleep last year. It was really sad. He was sick for a couple of months. Yeah, at one point he had some sort of like, it seemed like an asthma attack or something, so I took him to the vet and his chest cavity was like 90% filled with fluid, so they drained it. We put him on all these medications. He was also very anxious, so he was already on anxiety medications. I had to take him to the vet every week for a while, then every other week for a while. I think we did x-rays like 2 or 3 times, and every time he had x-rays he had to go under, and it was really bad. He started throwing up every time I took him to the vet, like in the car. He was like projectile vomiting, and I just felt so bad for him. And then we went away for Christmas, so we had some people to come and look after the cats. We only were gone for I think 4 days, and then we came back on Boxing Day, and he just looked really bad. Like he couldn't breathe. He was like that. He wasn't eating. That was a big thing, because he was very much like, he loved his food. Like you would try to put the canned food in his bowl, and it would fall on his head because he would shove his head under there. And he just wasn't eating. So I talked to the lady that looks after them. She was like, yeah, I was a bit worried, like he wasn't eating, like I waited for a while. But yeah, he just got worse and worse. But obviously the vet was closed because it was Boxing Day. I did call him because he had like an emergency number, and he was like, well, you could take him to the emergency vet, but the state he was in, I didn't think he would survive the car ride, the ride in the car. Like it was so bad. Even just like walking, like he stepped out of the litter box, and from that he had like a full on, like he was like hyperventilating, almost throwing up because he couldn't breathe. So I was like, well, and I knew what they were going to do. Like if we take him there, they just want to do the draining and stuff again, and I don't really want to put him through that, because there was kind of three things that could have caused it. They thought maybe it was a heart condition. It could have been something that was not really explainable, or just a virus, and they would drain it and it would go away, which obviously it didn't. They thought it was maybe a heart condition, so he did have like blood pressure medication and stuff to see if that worked, which it did for a while, but then obviously it didn't. So the third option was a tumor, but the only way to really figure that out was to do an MRI. But that vet, and also the vet that later came to our place to check him out, they both kind of were like, well, you can do an MRI, but if it's a tumor, there's not really anything you can do anyway. And we've tried the treatments for the other things which were not working, so it was most likely a tumor. But I found a vet that would come to the house. So in the meantime, we increased his medication, so it was a little bit better the next morning. And then, so the vet came to the house, and he was like, yeah, he looks really bad. So unfortunately, we put him to sleep the day after Boxing Day, which was really sad, but also I felt so bad, like how he was just suffering, you know. So he wasn't that old. He was almost 9. So I mean, some cats turn 20. So he wasn't even that old. Like some cats turn 20. He was almost 9. And other than that, he was in pretty good condition. But it's just like with the anxiety and stuff, I didn't want to put him through more like vet visits. He was already on medication for the anxiety, which was not helping. He was spraying all over the house. It was not good. So we decided to put him to sleep. So that was very sad. So that was December. I actually went to visit my family as well, just like 6 weeks ago. Which was the first time since before COVID that I've been back. So it'd been like 3 years, which was crazy. It's just, I'll do a different video as well about what it's like living abroad without any of your family. Like all my family's overseas. So I'll do another video about that as well, because I think there are some things, like I've been here for 8.5 years now. So I think I can talk about a few things. But yeah, so I stayed with my mom. I don't really have a lot of friends over there. Like I have one friend left that I actually met here. So I spent some days with her, but I only went for a short time. I only went for 2 weeks, I think. Not even 2 weeks, 12 days. And yeah, so I spent some time with my sisters, with my parents, with my friends. And then, yeah, basically went through some of my childhood stuff. That might actually be a fun video, because I found a bunch of like old photos. So maybe it's fun to do a video where I can go through like the old photos. I got rid of a lot of stuff. So the only stuff I brought back with me were some children's books, some Dutch children's books, and some photos. I have a lot of my photos digital, but these ones I didn't. So I left all the albums with my mom, but I have a bunch of photos from like, they're not baby photos. They're up from like maybe about 4, Maybe there's some baby photos, but most of them I think is like from the age 4 to like, I don't think there's really high school, maybe early high school. But I thought maybe that would be fun to actually go through. Yeah, I got rid of a lot of stuff. I'll insert some photos of stuff that I got rid of. Like there was like 10 boxes, 15 garbage bags. It was crazy. I didn't even know I still had that much stuff there. But yeah, so I got rid of all of that. So lots of stuff changing. At the time of the last video, I was working as an assistant nurse and a disability support worker, which I'm not really doing anymore. I'm doing some support work still for one family, but other than that, I'm back to nannying for now. So I nanny full time at the moment, and then I'll do 1 night a week as a disability support worker. I also started an Etsy shop with digital prints, and I also, on top of that, am starting a hypnobirthing business. So basically that means I'll do birth education to pregnant people and their partners, or like support people, whoever they want to have there. Yeah, that's always been like something I've been very like passionate about, and pretty much anything pregnancy, birth, child related I've been obsessed with. Like even when I was like 7, I would watch those like kind of one porn every minute shows because I was just obsessed with pregnancy and birth. And that never went away. So I did do a midwifery degree. I'm not currently working as a midwife. I might at some point, but I don't really at this point in my life want to do shift work. So that is a bit hard as a midwife. So, and I do kind of like the one-on-one interaction and stuff with people and the more education side of it. So that's why I decided to kind of go into that. And then also, I guess, with, you know, preparing for having my own kids in the future, I just want to kind of try and get stuff established that I can work around kids with instead of doing the shift work. And, you know, that just seems a bit hard to do while having a little baby, and I don't really want to do that personally. Like I would still work, but I don't want to do that. So maybe in the future I will go back to midwifery, but for now that's not really in the plans. Yeah, the plan is mainly to try and get my business going a bit more and see how that goes. Yeah, I think that is mainly the life updates. Oh, actually, there's one more thing. Actually, I'll keep this for last. I'll keep this part for last. But yeah, for what I want to do video-wise on this channel, as I said, like even previously, like my videos were just really stuff that was going on in my life. So I kind of want to keep doing that, but it's going to be very different, obviously, from the last year or so that I filmed and uploaded. Because back then I was single, I was dating a lot, I was doing lots of casual stuff, and I'm in a relationship now with someone who is pretty private. So I don't know how much I can share about that. Obviously, I'm getting into the kind of the hypnobirthing and stuff as well, so I might do some more videos regarding that. Planning to hopefully, once it is time for me to start my own family, to kind of take you with me on that journey, because I have also been diagnosed with PCOS, which will be another separate video. So yeah, we don't really know how long that might take, if we need any like medical assistance and stuff like that. So we'll see how that goes and how I'm going to share that. I'm not sure yet, because obviously my partner is also part of that and he's kind of private. So I need to kind of see what he's okay with sharing and stuff like that. But yeah, so I'm probably going to do some more like pregnancy, birth kind of related videos. Also kind of just home projects, DIY. So I moved in with my partner, and as you can see behind me, I did the office space. I'm sitting on the floor right now, but this office space is almost done. So this is going to be my office space that I'm going to use for like the hypnobirthing classes and stuff as well. Basically this whole room was like white, and it had like a gross carpet in it. We ripped out the carpet, we put in laminate, I painted all the walls, I painted the ceiling is pink. I did the wallpaper yesterday. I have like new furniture and stuff, and I figured it is almost done. So it just needs a sofa where I am right now. I just need a computer. I have a rug that I ordered, so hopefully in the next like month or two it is completely done, and I'll do like a little tour, and I have some videos I took of the process, so that will be up then too. So yeah, it will be more DIY stuff as well. We're kind of trying to be more self-sufficient gardening wise, so I might do some videos regarding that. And yeah, just stuff that's happening in my life. So I have some videos that are coming up. The perineal tear video is going to come up as well, because a lot of people still 3 years later I get messages about that, so that's going to be up. I'll do a separate video about my visa. I'll do some more like birth control and stuff like that, but the PCOS diagnosis, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes and what's gonna pop up in my life that I can share with you guys. But I've been talking for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes now, so I don't really want this video to be too long. So I'm just gonna stop now after I show you one thing. So I said that my cat unfortunately passed away. Well, we got a kitten about a month ago, mainly because my partner also had a cat, and I had 2 cats. But the 2 cats that are left now, they don't get along super well. To play with his, and then his freaks out, so we figured we would try and get like another kitten so that she has some company and hopefully leaves alone the other cats, which has been working fairly well, but I'll go get him. Well, this is Roscoe. I just woke him up, so he's not super happy. But yeah, he's about 4 months old now. He was 11 weeks when we got him. Sorry to wake you up, buddy. But yeah, he's been a handful. Say hello. Oh, Izzy's going to say hello too. You want to come say hello to Izzy? Oh my god. Here is the other cats. Yeah. She looks so huge compared to the baby. But yeah, so that was the update for now, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!